This is the plaintiff, Annette Resendez. She says she brought her truck to the defendant, a mechanic, because she needed a new engine, and the guy's had her truck for over a year. She thinks the defendant looked at her like a little old lady he could scam. But she's here to prove that's not the case because she's suing him for the $5,000 he now owes her. This is the defendant, Pat Woodall. He says he loaned the plaintiff a car to use while he worked on her truck, but she needed a new engine, and it took him a while to find one that would work. This woman cursed him out so many times his blood pressure shot up, and he landed in the hospital for a week due to her craziness. Bottom line, he owes her nothing. He's accused of trucking up a deal.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff brought her truck to the defendant for repairs. He had it for a year, and she thinks that she's getting the runaround because she's a woman. The defendant says, come on, she cursed him out so much he ended up in the hospital. It's the case of I am woman. Now let me hear my engine roar.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Annette Resendez?
Yes.
You're suing Mr. Woodall, who was supposed to be fixing your truck and then just never returned it to you. What happened?
Well, on November the 8th,
Of what year?
2018,
Okay.
my car broke down, and I couldn't afford to, the mechanic that quoted me a price, I couldn't afford that price. And
They quoted you $2,000 because they said you needed a new engine.
Yes.
So how did you find the defendant the defendant offered to do it for you for $900?
He was a friend of my neighbor's, and she had used him. She said he was reputable, and she recommended him, so I called him, and he quoted me the price, and I agreed.
Now, do you have a shop or you're...
I got a shop, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So she entrusts you with you were just starting to shake your head. Does he have a shop or no?
No, he didn't have a shop when I gave him my car. I met him at an AutoZone parking lot. And
if you have a shop, why would she be meeting you at an AutoZone?
That's where I was at.
Typically, if you have a shop, they just meet you at the shop.
Well, I didn't have a shop at the time, but I moved to somewhere else.
Well, that's the time is why what I'm asking.
In January.
So at the time, you're what we call an alley mechanic. But that was fine for you because it was half the price that you had been quoted, less than half.
Right.
So how much money do you give him?
I gave him $900.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I should have, I know. But I gave him the $900. It was such a good price. I was going to go to my daughter's wedding in California. I was going to be gone for 2 weeks. And he said to be ready when I came back. When I came back, wasn't ready, and I couldn't find it because he had driven it off into the forest. He said he couldn't work on it in the city, that he had to go to the country to work on it.
What city are we talking about?
Arkansas.
What city?
I haven't lived there that long.
Where's the truck?
Hot Springs.
Where's the truck right now? Still?
Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Okay, why has a year passed?
Why?
Why has 1 year passed?
Okay.
I can't make my question any simpler.
So do mechanics take advantage of women? What do you say?
I think that they can if they're dishonest.
No, I know they can, but do they?
Yes, I think so.
Why?
Because they expect women not to know what their car's about.
Do women know what their cars are about?
Some do.
Do they know more as much as what men know about cars?
They can.
Do they?
I don't know. Do they?
Why are you evading this?
I don't know. I would.
There's something you're not.
Ask for the old parts, and you want to see so that you don't get. So you got to know. You got to know what you're getting.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
I bought the motor from John on Mill Creek, and he told me it would work, and I put it in there, and it wouldn't work. So I pulled it out, and I sat up beside that, and I said, well, the heads is different on things different. I could change heads if the heads both don't break, because they're broken hers. Taking the head off, going to switch heads. So I asked her, I said, you want me to change it? She said, yeah, change it. I take the head off, and the both broke off in it. So I ain't nothing I could do that. I'm over. I can't sell it or nothing when they both broke off in the block. So I had my buddy keep an eye on the auctions, find an 06 that had a good motor, was wrecked. The only one he found in a period of time was 06. It wasn't wrecked, but it had a bad motor in it. So then after that, she started calling me and cussing me.
Well, it was a year. Like, don't you understand why a customer might not appreciate that you take their $900 and do nothing in a year that benefits them? A year? It's not a month and she started to cuss you out. It's a year that she's without her car. Now, my understanding is that he gave you a car to use in the meantime?
He gave me a car that I gave right back because it didn't have any paperwork for it. I drove it to my house. Then I realized, wait a minute, these tags aren't right. I took it right back. And I didn't leave
When did you take it right back?
Within about a week and a half.
Is that accurate?
About 3 weeks.
Sir, what is your game plan? Like, I'm just curious.
I was trying to find a sentence.
Yeah, but how long is it going to take you to do that? You've had a year.
I got sick of them. The last 4 months, I ain't worked.
Sick how?
I've been in the hospital, been on medicine.
Sick how?
Blood pressure's real high.
Who's the lady next to you?
This is my daughter who spoke to him on the phone. She called him from California. And, well, go ahead and explain what he said.
I called him about 9 months into my mom's car not being ready, asking him when he was going to return it to her.
When did you learn that your mother hadn't had her car and her truck in 9 months?
Well, I didn't complain.
No, I'm
either.
sure you didn't come clean. So when did you find it out all of a sudden when she said, listen, I need your help. I didn't want to tell you this.
And
But I can know exactly how it sounds.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was upset that she gave him the money up front, and it was just excuse after excuse every time I talked to him on the phone. And I only talked to him, I think once, and then I tried to call him a second time, and then he wouldn't answer my calls.
Okay. Do you have any paperwork for the car?
I have the pictures.
This is the
Here's the
contract
receipt.
I purchased.
Is that the contract for purchase? That's
Yes, 'cause
excellent. Let me have that in the pictures. That's good. That's all I need. When were these pictures taken?
They were taken at just recently. I think the end of October.
Did you get the car back, or you found out where it was?
Yeah, I found where it was.
And then you just went over there and took pictures?
Took pictures of it.
I had it towed to the shop.
To what shop?
Albert Pike over there.
To your shop?
Yes, ma'am. So they done stole a bunch of parts off of it.
What
So I
is
got
your
the-
game plan? I'm just so curious. How did you propose that life was going to end up here?
I give her another car. She can do what she wants to with it till I find her
She
another
doesn't
one.
want, no, till you find when. What efforts have you made to find another engine? Because a year has passed. I mean, you're talking like a guy who's had it for 3 weeks. It's a year. Why would anybody have any faith that you're going to find an engine?
When I find a whole car, 'cause I need a bunch of parts. A bunch of parts went missing. I need
Yeah,
a whole
why don't you
car.
return the lady's car and money?
It wasn't ready in a month. The motor I bought was wrong. Wrong year. Wouldn't work.
I don't care. That's a you problem. How is that a her problem?
It wasn't her problem. It was
Right.
mine.
So why wouldn't you then return the lady's $900 and return the lady's car and say, this is above my pay grade. I don't want to cheat you out of your $900. Take it to someone else to fix. Here's your $900. Here's your car. Why didn't you do that?
He wouldn't give me the $500 back on the motor.
That's a you problem. You bought the wrong motor.
No, he sold me the
Where
wrong
are
motor.
we not understanding each other?
He sold me the wrong motor.
Then
He sold it, it
you
worked.
hack it out with whoever you bought the wrong motor from, who sold you the wrong motor. That is a you problem. How does that mean that she's out of truck? How does that mean that? Well, I gave you a car, so that'll just satisfy you. How? On what planet does it mean that? And the car that you gave her, who's it registered to?
He was registered for a friend of mine.
Honestly, how are you in business? I am going to order you to return her $900, and then I'm going to try to determine what a 2006 GMC truck that has no motor is worth, because it is most certainly not worth what you say it's worth. I have a blue book value. You have a blue book value. But you basically, who determined the blue book value? You did?
Yes.
Did you just mark yes to every single thing?
No. Well,
Did you,
it's fully loaded. It does have all the options.
It was a beautiful car. It
did
had
you
everything.
have a tow package?
Yeah, I was. I had a trailer.
Did you?
But before I moved from California.
Okay. What year was it?
2006.
Was it an SLE, an SLE 4-door, an SLT? You would think that would be on the sales receipt, right?
Yeah, I couldn't find anything like that on there.
Okay, we're going to kind of estimate. I'm going to value your shell, because that's what you handed him, a shell. I'm going to value your shell at $1,200. I'm going to order him to return the $900 for a sum total judgment in your favor of $2,100. That's my verdict. Pay
Thank
the
you.
lady.
Well, it wasn't too good a day for the defendant in court today. Mr. Woodall, you've been ordered to pay her $2,100. What are you thinking?
That's all right.
You didn't seem to understand that the judge thought waiting a year was just too doggone long.
It was too long, but I had problems.
Yeah?
I
But
got-
you made them her problems.
No, she made her own problems.
No.
That woman cussed a lot.
She did?
Every time she did, I hanged the phone up. I quit talking to her.
She sent you to the hospital?
Yeah, got my blood pressure way up and it's still up. They stay way up. I never had a woman like that in my life. I have been having customers for 8, 10 years.
Yeah?
Straight customers, original customers. Never
Okay.
had one that cussed me like she has.
Well, be more careful who you accept as a customer in the future.
yeah.
All right? Okay, you must go now.
right, thank
You must sign some documents. Ms. Resendez says you cussed him out a lot. Did you really?
No,
He says you did.
no.
Shot his blood pressure
Oh,
up?
God. He was in the hospital for an infection in his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you were asking for $5,000. You didn't get $5,000.
Well, something's better than nothing.
Yes. And you do tow things around? You know?
I did in California,
Yeah,
yes.
okay.
I had a trailer and I towed stuff.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Congratulations.
Thank
I
you
hope
very
you find
much.
a vehicle that works for you.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Good luck. Thank you. Harvey?
Doug, a lot of states have a Bureau of Automotive Repair that license these auto repair shops. Call them if you got beef.